to DXB today. Hope you're enjoying the show. Bit of a soft landing, boom, for us today as we take a closer look at the aviation ecosystem that is part of Dubai. Next guest is the CEO of Intercontinental Aviation Enterprises, the holding company behind multiple aviation academies across the Middle East and Europe, training the next generation of pilots. Please welcome Wissam Mehiou, who's joined us here on the show and on the sofa. Wissam, good to see you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, guys.
Now, I would assume, but you put me right on this one, the reason for setting up the organisation, the reason for setting up the academies would be demand out there. Do you see a huge amount of demand, career-wise, people wanting to get into this sector?
First, thank you for having me. And second, yeah, definitely. The global demand in aviation is just getting crazy day after day. We see that on all the shows and all the events that's happening all over the world, from Europe, the Middle East, to the East, Far East in Asia, to the US and all these. The major problem that is facing airlines now is how to find qualified people that they are able to join airlines in terms of training pilots, cabin crew, maintenance engineers, and so on. Our responsibility is big. Actually, we need to be able to get the demand and the supply gap smaller, which is why we are in the process, and I would say always to the team that we are on a mission to expand our network of academies all over the globe. And try to be able to supply as much as possible aviation professionals to this market, and high quality.
Yeah.
To keep that in mind.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because you know, in our intro there, I just focused on the next generation of pilots, because everyone thinks, oh, aviation, I'm going to be a pilot, but you forget that there are so many different, very unique and highly trained roles within aviation, just apart from pilots.
Exactly. Actually, it's a huge responsibility, because the people that you are, like the pilots that you are actually preparing to get into the aircraft and into the right-hand seat, it's a big responsibility for us to make sure that these pilots are qualified and they are on a high level to be able to take this job and process in their career to become captains, because it starts with the first officer and then it ends us as a captain of the aircraft. And to be honest, it's a study that was made about all the crashes that happened in history. So 85% is pilot error, is a human error. So that puts more pressure on us that we have to be able actually to get all these things done in the right way. And our programs are specially designed in terms of putting as well the university in parallel with us training these pilots, in terms of not only us doing the training where the pilot is doing the skills, as well to give him the knowledge about how the aviation, other things in aviation is important in terms of the business perspective, the customer perspective, everything related to that.
Captain Wissam, we were talking about founders. What did inspire you to start the academies?
So I'm an Arabic Middle Eastern guy, so I had to pack my bag and travel all over to the other part of the world, to the UK back then, to chase my dream to become a pilot. So what has inspired me is the big demand that we have in the Middle East, but there is no much high-level training academies in our region here. That's how it started. So there's a couple of academies, but they are not able to close the demand that is available in the market. That's how it started. And then we came back here and we started our chain of academies, and we found ourselves wanted to expand more. So we entered the European market, and with the future plans that will tackle more regions as well.
And I wanted to ask, like, why do you think there is a shortage? Because we would think that, you know, flying constantly and exploring other countries would be a dream for anyone, and being a pilot is something that does that. Like, that's how you fly and see the world better than, say, a passenger.
I would say, yeah, definitely. Every single person would love to be on a cockpit and transiting the world on a daily basis. That would be, for me. I got enough. I don't want to do that anymore. So, actually, that's right. But it goes back to the initial thing. We got 100 inquiry let's say per year, we train 100 pilots starts their training, almost 60, 70 finish their training. It's not actually 100% rate of success for pilots, because there's multiple ones that they got out because of medical issues, health issues, or they weren't able to pass our criteria to go there. The second thing is the huge demand by airlines in terms of aircraft availabilities and purchasing actually.
Oh, okay.
So only in India, let's talk in India and Middle East, there is 2,000 aircraft coming from now until 2035 that they are coming from Airbus and Boeing. So that needs 35,000 pilots. You need 35,000 pilots to fly these aircrafts. So it's not something easy for us as academies to train these 35,000 pilots, because it's a huge number.
Yeah.
And the demand will keep on. From our side, we always say that we want to get the demand closer, but it's always getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Where are you training right now, and the next steps?
So we're training now in the Levant area, which is we have two joint bases, one in Beirut and one in Larnaca in Cyprus. We have one base in Crete in Greece and one here in the UAE. Our next intake is gonna be in September for pilots. We chose Ras Al Khaimah as our training location here in the UAE, but with our managerial headquarters in Dubai. We have plans 2026 Saudi Arabia and Portugal, and the rest is history for us.
Wissam, I gotta ask you. I mean, you've mentioned about the shortage, so I'm sure a lot of people watching us now are like, "Oh, this is my chance, my dream of becoming a pilot." So let's say we have a lot of expats here in the UAE who see this as a land of dreams, right? People changing their careers completely. So say somebody's got a desk job now, they're like, "Oh, I think I want to be a pilot." What do they do?
Hard question. What do? They have to call us and we will guide them. So the thing is that for you to become a pilot, it's not something complicated as people think. Like people think I have to be genius in math and physics and all these things. No, it's simpler than that. Because pilots needs people that they are sharp, strict, that they are able to adhere to procedure with high IQ. So in terms of the knowledge that you are going to get in the pilot training and through your education, it is our responsibility to give you the right thing that you need. What differs us from universities is that university give you a lot of elective courses that you won't be in need in your life. We only give you the right things that you need to become a pilot. So it's simple. You have to pass your medical class 1 to make sure that you are medically fit to become a pilot. You have to pass our entrance exam, so we make sure that you are at our level to get into our pilot training, and then you are welcomed, guys, to start your pilot training.
I think that's a really interesting point you make, though, because I think a lot of people out there think it's vocational. You know, it's vocational that you dream from a young age as a boy that you want to be a pilot, and therefore you get into it straight after university or into training, or you go for the military into commercial, etc. I hadn't thought about it from pivoting from roles in other corporate roles into being a pilot, but you can do that if you've got the time.
Yeah, definitely. We have a lot of people that comes from from enterprises and from companies that they just wanted to have something called private pilot license, so they want to fly for fun. And more than this, we saw people shifting their careers at 32, 33 years old. They were like, it was always my dream to become a pilot, but I didn't have the chance. So we see them coming at such an age and shifting their career. But to answer your question deeply, there's a lot of people that they buy their own small aircrafts and they get into their PPLs with us. And we do the actually, which is the service that we offer in our academy. If one of our trainees wants to buy the aircraft, we will take care of it. Like, we will take care of the maintenance, we'll take care of everything. So there's a lot of people that comes over, does their PPL, and come in the weekend to fly their own aircraft.
See you next weekend.
Yeah.